Surgeons take it for granted, too, until they travel to the poorest corners of the world. Tonight, miracle workers from Long Island in the operating rooms of Guatemala.
And after it's all over, she'll be able to breathe better and she'll feel better.
It's 9 a.m. and the frightened mother of a 12-year-old girl has more to worry about than she knows.
Tonsillectomy is a very serious operation. Most people don't realize that, and a certain number of kids a year die in the United States from tonsillectomy.
The doctors knew it wouldn't be easy, but they didn't expect this. An operating room right out of the 1950s. It would make delicate surgery all the more difficult, and risky operations even riskier.
Here we go. Let's rock and roll.
The walls were cracked and peeling and covered with mold and mildew. The only sink barely worked at all. And there were so few electrical outlets that the floor became an obstacle course of extension cords. At one point, the anesthesia equipment was accidentally unplugged, but continued operating under battery power. Then, in the middle of the operation, the surgeon's headlamp went dead. As the child's mother waited nervously outside, custodians dragged in a huge overhead light, and the surgeon struggled to see inside the girl's throat. It was desperate enough that we passed the doctors a pen light. Seconds later, the operation was a success.
Until you settle into it, you sweat. They brought in an outside lamp, and you brought in a flashlight, so we had a good team effort here.
Within minutes, the girl was rushed into the recovery room. Slowly, her eyes began to open, and the fear and the pain was too much.
Ella le fue muy bien.
In spite of the reassuring words of the medical team, all the mother could hear were the cries of her child.
Está bien.
Over the next several days, the medical team would perform dozens of operations, removing infected tonsils the size of walnuts, and performing plastic surgery on babies with cleft lips, a birth defect that somehow is more common in the mountains of Guatemala. After doctors restored the vision of a boy with a drooping eyelid, his mother could barely contain her happiness.
Pues ahorita me siento feliz.
I am very happy that what you have done for my son. I can't put in words really what it's going to feel like to see him open his eyes and look at me.
There are thousands of children that are waiting for an opportunity to have a surgery.
Gonzalo Calvamontes is one of Guatemala's youngest doctors.
Thousands?
Yes, thousands. There's a lot of children that need a lot of surgeries.
There's so much more that we'd like to do that we can't do. That's really a tough thing to face. But really, our job isn't to finish the task. Just beginning is a great thing.
And after 45 operations in just 3 days, somehow it all seems possible to heal an entire nation, one child at a time.
It makes us take away much more than we've ever brought to this place.
Not all of us have the ability to save people's lives with our bare hands. It is an extraordinary talent with rewards most of us can only imagine. Bill?
Great story, and I bet you never go anywhere.